Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4, playing as Turkey, looking to restore the Ottoman Empire in the Battle for the Bosporus DLC pack. Right now we are currently heading toward our first election, at which point I think somebody new is going to be taking over, even though this guy's actually like pretty good in a lot of ways. Like, that stability is awesome, all those cost reductions is awesome. Like, this is a really, really good leader, I'm not gonna lie. Losing him is going to hurt, but I do think it needs to be done. We could actually try to hire up some other officers, like this guy, for example, before we lose all this power. That's not a bad idea. I was saying maybe we should go for the material designer, but if we're going to be fighting a civil war anyway, let's go for the raw, better infantry. That guy's pretty good. I like 10% attack and 15% defense, or whatever it was. Alright, let's see. It's 1937, which means we need to be going for things like the construction tech, so I can build up factories a little bit faster. We're starting to get a few. I'm almost up to 14 usable factories. This is not great, but I mean, it's something, ain't it? I'll take what I can get, alright? I will take what I can get. We should actually start also building up some more military factories, too. Radio tech, that'll be helpful in the upcoming Civil War, so I like that. Let's go for some more production efficiency so that we will be able to produce more guns faster. We have managed to reduce the deficit a pretty significant amount. Previously, we were, what, like 17,000 guns in the hole? Now we're only 6. So that's not that bad. That's pretty okay. We're actually starting to get up to 34% compliance here with the Kurds, and their resistance has been brought down to 26 and is still dropping for the most part, with the exception of right here. This group is having some issues, but everyone else is starting to tick down a little bit. So that's great. I'm hoping that this is going to result in me being able to not have to fight the Kurds in an upcoming civil war, and maybe just keep them under control, but I don't know. Oh no, the leader of the Republicans is actually falling ill, unlocks the Fading Father decision. What does that mean? I'm pretty sure we can try to get somebody else in his place. I don't see the Fading Father. No, it said there was a new decision. Am I crazy? Because I don't see it. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, Fading Father, seek treatment, retire. We got to choose a new successor. But, because he's retired, we do get to retain some of his benefits as just kind of an advisor rather than actually having him die. There's that. I mean, his current health situation is stable, but he is deteriorating. I wonder if we, like, do this, even if we win the election and get the whole Civil War, do we still retain him? Probably not, right? That'd be way too powerful? Yeah, probably not. But that would have been awesome if that were the case. Truly, truly would. All right, here comes the election. Let's see exactly what's going to come out of this. We want the Democrat Party to win. The long-awaited election day has finally arrived. Men and women all across the nation ignored poor weather and personal illness so they could trek across their province's designated voting booths and fill out their ballots for their preferred party. Nobody could have anticipated such a tremendous turnout, especially when the transition to democracy seemed to come so quickly. The electoral race has not exactly been clean, but any pro-democracy advocate would feel pride seeing so many Turkish citizens going out to vote in Turkey's first free election. The race was tight, and it took a significant amount of time to count up all the votes and determine the final result. The winner is the Democrats or the Republicans. If we do the Republicans, the CHP gives a democratic mandate to govern the nation. We get Liberal Democrat Paragon. We have a new leader, so this guy's going to retire no matter what. And we get a lot of other fun stuff. But I'm going to be going for the Democratic Party. They get the Democratic mandate. Boom. Okay, so with that done, we have a new person. There's Adnan Menderes over here. We get some extra political power, some stability, and some political advisor gain, or cost reduction. He's not as good as his predecessor, but he's all right. We'll work with it. We will work with it. Okay, so we want to go down this route, I believe. The Kemalists will become hostile to the government if we do this, and that becomes a bit of an issue. But we're going to cooperate with the Debt Council, get some political power, some trade relations, and I'm hoping eventually eliminate this nonsense Debt Council. But we have not seen a civil war fire off yet. I imagine that's going to happen, though, as we continue to antagonize them and make them increasingly problematic. We could increase the influence of some fundamentalists, the enemy within. Okay, so there's now several states where I can spend political power in preparation for the Civil War, which we've already seen is going to happen, right? Let's see. States that oppose the principles of Kemalism empower the fundamentalists in the states. Influence. Yeah, add modifier traditionalists placated. Which would I want to do? Is this what I would want to do? It says it placates them. I don't want traditionalists placated. I want them agitated and ready to fight. No, it seems like this is still the right thing to do. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like maybe, just maybe, we are supposed to do this. We are supposed to increase their influence. And I'll happily use some political power to do that. We'll give it a go. If it's anything like the Civil War in Spain, you want to try to sway some states to your side so you're not as split up when the Civil War breaks up. So that should make things a little bit faster. All right, more jump cuts. Actually, wait, never mind. There's an anarchist uprising in Spain. I don't know if it's going to matter, because it sounds like the nationalists are going to win anyway, but yeah, there you go. Anarchists. Cool. And Mustafa Kemal Ataturk is dead. The Republic grieves. We lose the national spirit that I don't think I ever had because we didn't actually let him retire. So there you go. All right, fine, no problem. Let's cooperate with that debt council, and boom, France and Britain also announced an alliance. Well, good for you. Utilize foreign capital. Okay, unlock decision to discuss investment opportunities in the Republic of Turkey. Actually, we get a name change? Oh, we are the Republic of Turkey now. We're not just Turkey. We are the Republic of Turkey, a proper democratic nation. What do you know? Maybe the Allies would like to have me join. Maybe. If we wait a couple more days, we actually can go for the really big one over here. Is this worth doing? I don't know. Any owned state has modifier, traditionalists, placated. Oh, we have to do this first. Okay. So let's go for the enemy within. We're going to placate the traditionalists, so that's now done. Now, if we save up a lot more political power, we can go for the empowerment of the fundamentalists, which adds a modifier, devout traditionalists, in all of Antalya. I'm assuming is basically just all of Anatolia, this entire region right here. I'm guessing? Still doesn't look like we would be able to placate the Kurds, though some of them are easier than others right now. Not worried about it, but good to know. Absorb the TDPA. Remove the TDPA. Gain spirit. Turkish Public Debt Administration. Fuse into our industrial sector like a tumor, but we can reintegrate the organization as a national process in order to remove the debt administration as a hurdle. I don't know why I would want this. Remove TDPA? We're talking about this? Removes this. Yeah. So at least this would let me change to something else, like, let's say, an inventive genius. It's not bad. If you absorb them, they're removed. We lose some stability, yes. It is going to give you a nasty national spirit, but we can make up for it. We end up gaining more political power than we lose. No, it ends up being about the same. So more resources go to market. We don't gain political power. And we lose the industrial research bonus. And we lose stability. This seems like something you want to do at some point, but maybe not right away. Maybe not right away. Let's instead just utilize the foreign capital and see what happens. Oh, it looks like my compliance actually went down a lot for the Kurds. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened there? I lost the local police force. Okay. Well, okay, no, it's fine. I mean, we're just spending a little bit more in garrisons than we were before, but yeah, these guys are proving to be a bit of a problem still. Gosh dang it. Who would have known that Kurdistan is going to be a bit of a thorn in Turkey's side in this game? Not trying to be controversial. Apparently, by the way, the devs talked about this a little bit in their dev diary as well. Like, there was a lot of discussion about Kurdistan and those kind of rebellions and stuff, even during the World War II era. So this is historically accurate. I'm not trying to make commentary on the modern situation. At least I'm certainly not trying to do that. But that's the situation we got here. Construction tech. Well, that's good. So that'll help a little bit. We are building up these factories a little bit faster. Good, good, good. What do we want to get next? Well, June of 1937. Resource gain efficiency is tempting. Could go for some fighters and stuff. I don't think I'm worried about that right now. Don't think I'm even worried about, like, upgrades to things like our artillery. I would like to get things like engineer companies. Military police might help, but engineer companies is something I wouldn't mind getting. If we can also start building out some military factories, let's say over here, and in Istanbul, maybe not in Istanbul right off the bat, because Istanbul is going to be rebellious target in the near-ish future, but maybe down over like here. Yeah, a few military factories would be nice, so we'll be able to start producing more equipment. And also, I would like to get some support equipment going, so that I will be able to start taking advantage of entrenchment, and that'll be helpful against the Greeks, the Bulgarians, and of course, in the Civil War as well. The militant Adami, maybe? I don't know. Democracy gets better and we get a lot of political power, which we are obviously supposed to be using to try and empower the fundamentalists. It sure looks like, by the way, you have to have this first. You have to do both right away. Why would you do this? Traditionalist placated. It doesn't say how long it's going to last. It's just in this state. We've already done some placation, so no, you don't have to do this and this. I think that Istanbul's trying to Istanbul's trying to do their own civil war stuff, and it's not as obvious as it is in the Spanish one, but they're trying to actually make these guys not fight against me in the future. And actually losing the state's not a huge deal. But I do want to be going for the empowerment of the fundamentalists across this entire region. So I want to go for this. We're about to get a whole load more political power that I will be able to use. So is there something else I'd like to spend some of my political power on? Discuss investment possibilities with a few nations. The higher their opinion of us, the more opportunities for investment there would be. That sounds highly tempting. It doesn't say what I would gain out of it exactly, but presumably it would be pretty good. I want to make sure we keep going for factories, though, because we're about to do this. So let's finish up this factory. We'll go for another one. Maybe investment opportunities are good, and maybe they don't matter, like, at all. I don't know. Well, either way. Why can't I do another one of these? Has not completed focus. Nationalize all private industry. I don't recall nationalizing all private industry, though. Wait, why? Why is it acting like I can't do this? Does this seem a little bit wrong to you? Because it seems wrong to me. Has not completed focus. Nationalize all private industry. I cannot have done so. It's acting as if I'm already financing private enterprise. That should have ended, though. Right? Huh. The national spirit's gone, but we're still not able to do this. That might be a bug. It also might not, but it might very well be a bug. Huh. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and empower the fundamentalists in all these states, so that's now a thing. Cool, so that's 200 political power for exactly what gain? I don't know. Presumably these guys will be more loyal when we do start the Civil War, so it'll be a little bit easier. Japan declared war on China. Okay, so that's a thing now. Not surprising. Oh, now we can do this. I don't know why we're now able to, whereas we couldn't before, because as far as I'm concerned, nothing has changed. But, okay. In just a little bit, I will be able to start building up some more of these civilian factories. We have 16 currently working for us. That is pretty decent, all things considered. Pretty decent for me. Okay, that finishes this national focus. Now we can expand our armaments and get some more military factories. Also, build them faster, which times out very nicely, given that I'm about to start building a bunch of these military factories, so that's going to be pretty helpful for me. And with all this extra political power, let's see. I think I am going to go ahead and absorb the TDPA. We can now pay off our debts, actually, which for 180 days would cost me a load of consumer goods. But it removes this nastiness entirely, too. That's tempting. That's very tempting. But it's, let's see, it's going to be 70 days. We'd be missing out. We've been missing out on a fair bit of this extra military factory construction speed if we do this right now, because I'd be using up a lot of my civilian factories. Paying off our debt sounds good, but I think I'm going to wait on that. Instead, let's go ahead and pick up the inventive genius to start making up for our lack of political power due to this national spirit, so that kind of helps a little bit. Plus, we'll get a little bit of electronics research speed, which is helpful if I want to get faster technology. So, let's try for that and see if that's the right call. We also apparently need to ward off the Kemalist infiltration attempts. That's apparently an issue. They are trying to mess with us. It is our divine duty to stop them. There's also the new Jihad Party, apparently, which gets me just straight up base war support, which is nice, actually. We may want that. Well, we probably should stop these guys from spreading their venom. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and pick up Jihad to just get more war support outright. I guess. I don't know. You need a lot of political power as Turkey, apparently. I didn't realize it was going to end up being this much, but it is a lot. Okay. After this, we have to go for the permit of regional elections. Occupation law reconciliation is allowed, and we can try to integrate the Kurdish state. And because the traditionalists cooperated with them, I think things will be better. Then we want to go for privatizing of infrastructure. Then the civil war is probably about to begin, and we'll want to go for the purging of the officers. Yeah, we get the event, the Turkish Civil War. At which point, then we pivot to the past and start working on the Ottoman loyalists. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to have to start making some decisions. Do we keep spending political power trying to prevent these guys from infiltrating and entrenching themselves in this state? The answer might be yes. I mean, what happens in the Civil War? That's my question. If they're entrenched, do they gain this state in the Civil War? Do I lose a lot of troops out of that arrangement? If they have this state, it's not a huge deal as long as they don't get a lot more troops, because then what happens is I let them stay over here and I just try to punch through here and cut them all off. But if they get more troops, that just makes the Civil War hard to do. So what I may do is when we fight against Istanbul is back off and let them have the state anyway, but anything I can do to prevent them from getting more troops might be worth it. I don't think we're going to be able to do this again, though. 75 days to get this? The answer is no. Like, they're going to entrench now. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth doing this. Privatizing the infrastructure, political power gain. Actually, at this moment, could be pretty good. I want to go for the regional elections. We could also stop the traditionalists from ceasing their opposition to the government. For now, I think I want the political power. So we're going to go down that route instead. See what happens along there. And in the meantime, we should have a boost for our military factories. So right now, at least for the next 180 days, we should be prioritizing building the military factories, because that's where we're going to get the most value out of our construction efforts right now. Alrighty, I think that's what we'll do. Let's see, what else do we want to research? I've started researching motorized with the intention that I'm going to get things like signal companies at some point. We could work on military police. We could go for an upgraded tank, so I don't have the production to justify that at the moment. Well, maybe some resource gain efficiency. Yeah, let's try for that. More resources that I can use to kind of trade and get some extra civilian factories. That could be helpful. Okay, Italy announces claim on Yugoslavian territory. We are about to have the infiltration, whether we like it or not. We have to go for peace in the world. Oh, we have to go down this route, huh? War support, blah, 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 blah. Well, I do want to try to prevent the traditionalists and anybody else from becoming a problem. But here comes that infiltration we were talking about, and that's now done. Failed? I'm not entirely sure what this has done. It's not the most immediately clear thing for me. Maybe we shouldn't have bothered spending any power trying to stop it. I don't know. Rooting out the Kemalists would be pretty nice. There's a lot of states, apparently, that would be affected. It looks like it's highlighting several states. Actually, yeah, rooting these guys out shortly before the Civil War begins might be a good thing for me, in order to try and prevent these guys from being very strong when the war does begin. Though, we are also about to have the option to integrate a Kurdish state, so, I don't know. Like, maybe we are going to need some political power in order to make sure that the Kurds aren't an issue anymore. Who really knows? I'm just trying to give them some sort of reconciliation so that they aren't opposing me quite as fervently as they have been up to this point. And the Kemalists are infiltrating another state, Ankara this time, my current capital. Yeah, that would be an issue, but I can't keep affording to spend all the political power stopping them right now, can I? I don't think so. Yeah. This is a tough one. I'm really not sure what the best option is. We could increase the influence of fundamentalists in this entire region, and that's probably a good thing, but I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Maybe we want to save this in order to root people out. Okay, regional elections are now done. We have to go down the Treaty of Sadabad, so this might get me some friends out of this arrangement. Very possible. Maybe this is something I should have done before when I was non-aligned. We would have had better odds of that working, because these guys are all going to be non-aligned, right? They may not be inclined to join in a pact with a democratic leader, but maybe? Maybe not? Okay, so integrating the Kurdish state is an option, but it requires 200 political power to do, and we have to have 70% compliance first. Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, well, out of curiosity, what are my new options as far as reconciliations? Right down here, does not reduce their resistance target, but lets me build up compliance very quickly. So we're going to try that. Resistance decay speed goes up, damage to garrisons goes down. We don't even need as many garrisons. And yeah, if we can ramp up that compliance super duper quick, that's probably great. Let's see, it's going up by how much per day? Not much, very fast, even with all of this. Okay, well, it's going to be a slow and arduous process, and the resistance is starting to go up again. Ugh. I don't know, guys. It feels like reconciliation may not be great, but at least I'm not costing as much in garrisons in the meantime, right? The Treaty of Sanabad is now done. We will see if we get any buddies there. Let's assess our future, which is actually going to reduce my stability. As we introspect on the legacy of Ataturk, apparently. Let's see, while Mustafa liberated this nation and declared its independence, he did so with a very specific vision. The time has come to analyze whether our vision of the Ghazi still aligns with the priorities of the current administration, which, by the way, it doesn't. Iraq signs the pact, Afghanistan signs the pact, Iran signs the pact. Okay, so it's not a faction. I am wrong. It is not a faction, but we do have non-aggression pacts with all three of them. Alright, hey, yeah, no, it seems great. And also, thank you for the extra political power. That helps. Let's go ahead and start investing in more civilian factories. And you know something? Just because I would like to know what kind of investment possibilities we can get, I'm going to try talking to the UK, because out of all these options, these guys like me the most. We're going to spend that political power and ask the UK if they'd like to invest a little bit in the future of Turkey. Now, there's a good chance that I'm going to end up going to war with them in the future, so, I mean, but, you know, at least for now, give me all your money. Now, apparently, increasing their opinion would be good. The more their opinion, the more opportunities for investment there will be. So this actually might be an area where it's worth spending a bit of political power to try and improve relations with them while we are trying to work on that. We no longer gain the benefits of the investment scheme, so let's just go ahead and go right back to our civilian factories, at least for a moment. But yeah, so we got at least another 40 days where I can try to improve relations with the UK. We actually are reasonably good at improving relations thanks to our inventive genius. So there's that. So their opinion of me is going up. We might be able to get them, you know, up to like 70 or something like that before this is over. That seems completely doable. Maybe more than that, actually. At this point, we're going really fast. Dude, the UK might be willing to give us all sorts of money. The United Kingdom has agreed to invest in our military industry. There's a chance of getting a bunch of factories. The higher that chance is, the better. So, let's see. We have 100 relations with them. Stop improving relations anymore. So that's the maximum right there. So at maximum, it does appear to increase the odds of maybe getting extra factories. Alright. What did we get? I think we may have just gotten one. Okay, so maybe that wasn't worth it, but whatever, we tried something. Bulgaria approaches the German Reich. So they're looking for investors, kind of like I was. Honestly, that's okay, as long as they don't plan on joining the Axis. France, we are going to press an issue where I would like you to give me back this little city right here, Hatay or whatever, right outside of Aleppo. Yeah, I would like you to give that back to me, France. Stop being such a colonialist. Let's go for the integrated support. That's still pretty good. By the way, I'm not sure how much the traditionalists being placated really matters. Local construction speed goes up by 5% in a local state. I mean, that's okay in a few of these areas, but is it a huge deal? I don't know. The bigger deal is actually the Kemalist schemes, which is reducing construction speed by 25%. That actually hurts. So given the choice between the two, I mean, it may be better just to go ahead and keep rooting these guys out. But I think it depends a lot on where you actually are currently building things. You know, am I building anything in Ankara at the moment? No, I don't think so. I'm building stuff over here. If I could root these guys out, that might have been a better choice, but I don't think that is a thing that I'm allowed to do. So, I'm learning a little bit, All right, France, I want you to give that city back to me. Let's see if they actually press it or not. They cede sovereignty. We welcome you back into the fold, brothers and sisters. Hooray! We get another tiny little city. Cool. Peace in the world. Kind of nonsense, really, if you ask of me, but okay. National spirit, chemicalist neutrality, which grants stability. Generate war goal tension limit. Join faction tension limit. Lend-lease tension limit. Send volunteers, blah, blah, blah. None of this seems great for me, but okay. Maybe some of that will go away when I eventually kill the chemicalists. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be better. I'm wandering blind. Well, I trained up a handful more troops using some of that manpower. I mean, a little bit more infantry is certainly not gonna hurt. And how are we looking as far as the occupation of Kurdistan? Compliance is up to about 47%, even though right now the resistance target is still looking a little on the unmanageable side. But hey, you know, the reconciliation is not as costly, and it is working. We just have to, you know, put up with this for a little bit. In the meantime, I'm trying to build up some more infrastructure and then some more factories, especially around Ankara, as much as I can, since I did manage to purge the guys who were giving me some issues. So at the moment, it looks like we're doing okay as far as our state management. I don't know what devout traditionalists would do as far as improving my local states. We can add a new modifier. Instead of placated, we would get devout. What does devout do? What does that compare with? Is it like 25% construction speed or something? Probably just 10%. I have no idea. That'd be one thing to worry about, but most states throughout the entire region here have been placated to some extent or another. It's only over by Istanbul that we're having issues. Signal companies are done. I do tend to like having some of those available. Let's see, it's 1938. It is definitely time for us to start going for things like the extra breakthrough, etc., etc. As far as our military factories, we do need to be building a bit more. I would like to start getting some more, probably artillery, but is there anything else that would be better? Tanks, towed anti-air, motorized, or planes? You know what? It's time to go ahead and start building up some of our air force again. It's cost me a lot of resources. Like, I really don't have a lot to spare, but there we go. Now, we can move on to the purging of our officers, so we get these darn Kemalists out of here, and we're going to start up a civil war, and that is something we will have to come back to in the next episode. Kind of thought we'd be in a civil war already, but there we go. Making progress, dang it, we're making progress. Thank y'all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.
Alright, let's go ahead and do it.